Hey man, say man, what it do? It's the MK podcast, man, episode number 182. So with that being said, man, we got one topic that we finna talk about. But before we get into that topic, I'm gonna go ahead and pass the microphone over to Kane, let him say what he has to say, and then we're gonna go ahead and get right into it, man.
You already know what time it is, man. We back here to serve some more game on the ground for them hungry hounds. So just got the pound and ready for the next round. So with that being said, make sure y'all grab y'all snacks, y'all drinks, y'all weed, whatever the fuck the case may be, and we finna jump into this bitch.
So, back in the day, man, Charleston said what he said about T.I., and T.I. got in his feelings. He was drunk driving and texting and saying all these things, gossiping about, all in the name of Charleston White. He said he didn't care, but it was easily, recognizable that he actually cared about everything Charleston was saying because he was striking nerves. So with that being said, T.I. is one of those individuals where the bitch that he with, he really didn't want to be with, but he had kids, so he got to take care of them. Every time you look at that kid, you say, damn. But he's a grown ass man now. He's not a kid. And with that being said, the reason that he acts like a whole ass kid still with his mentality and his disrespect is because his father was his homeboy rather than a father figure. Which is why today we saw at Atlanta football game, he got into an argument with his dad, which resulted in his dad putting him in a fucking standing guillotine. Now, this shit is absolutely insane, but it proved everything that Charleston White said about T.I. and the way that he allows his son to act right. I mean, Charleston is elder. King disrespected his elder. So if he can disrespect someone older than him, uh, what makes you think he won't disrespect his parents? Now, responding to disrespect with disrespect is one thing, but initiating it is a whole other. So, with that being said, I'm not surprised by this. I'm not surprised by Big Mouth's actions. He doesn't know what he wants to be. He knows his dad was a allegedly gangster, but I know him as a Crime Stopper individual. But he knew his dad was a gangster. He also likes the whole vibe that XXXTentacion gave, so he grifted with that for a little bit. Now he's going back to trying to be gangster, and I'm this and I'm that. I'm really like that. He's a privileged, entitled goofball. So with that being said, yeah. No, Kane, what do you have to say about the situation and about how it's going with Ti? I can imagine it goes relatively the same with fucking Boosie.
Yeah, bro. Ti is just a straight up fucking goofball. He clearly, I mean, when if you have kids with the bitch that you don't even want to be with, bro, at least raise the kid, because now at that point the kid is suffering for your fucking mistakes when you're not there raising the kid the way they're supposed to. Now that kid might not think that he's suffering, but he really is, because his whole life he'd be looking for some type of guidance, some type of male figure, somebody to tell him this is what you're supposed to do and don't do. And that's how a lot of people end up going into gangs and shit, is because they get mixed up with the wrong crowds, the wrong people telling them, yeah, man, do this, do that. This is what you're supposed to do. This is how you're supposed to be a man. You're supposed to be a man out there in the streets. And not like, nah, bro, that's not how it is. And that's how a lot of kids go astray. So it's not surprising that your boy fat ass mouth is over here saying what he's saying, doing what he's doing and shit. And it's not surprising that they got in a fight either. I mean, like Ti, he's pretty much a fucking deadbeat dad. I mean, that's basically what he is. His son treats him the same way that a kid would treat his deadbeat dad. Uh uh his unpresent, I guess you could say, unpresent father. Someone like, if say that you're a teenager, like a early to mid teens, maybe a grown ass dude like in your 20s, I don't know, and you ain't never known your dad, but like seen him like 2 or 3 times in your whole life because he ain't want nothing to do with you, and then he all of a sudden comes back around and he's trying to tell you, hey man, you're supposed to do this and do that. You don't want to punch him in his fucking face, because like, who the fuck are you, bro? You ain't never been around before. I don't know you, like, that's how he treats his dad. His dad is Ti's pretty much a deadbeat dad in his eyes. He don't give a fuck about his own dad. That's the way I see it. It's just like, that's where you fucked up at, bro. You sat there and you raised him like a deadbeat dad would raise these kids, just not doing shit, not disciplining your child, not doing nothing. That's what I think about it.
Yeah, man, he's operating with his yonis. Yeah, his yonis. Yeah. No, and if you don't know what a yoni is, it's a female genital. It's a bunch of fallible stuff going on, and this is the reason why I just sit back and I say you got individuals that are coxcomb, and if y'all don't know what that is, you need to increase your intellect. I'm speaking in a different language to y'all that's foreign because you don't never even aspire to increase your word selection and sentence structure, and y'all don't got none of that, man. All you do is sit around and enrich yourselves with shit that's actually going to keep you poor. Not poor maybe financially, but spiritually and mentally. Like T.I.'s son. That nigga is entitled. He's driving around in a lot of cars, expensive clothes. He got those big ass teeth in his mouth. And guess what? He's still poor within. And it shows itself externally whenever he goes around a lot of people, because people be one way when there's no one around. But when a crowd gets around, all of a sudden they start shape-shifting. And all of a sudden they start showing what they truly are. So with that being said, man, we stand on business. T.I. and Big Mouth, I'm not surprised by this. It's going to continue to happen. It's going to continue to be on display. And it's absolutely unfortunate that it's leaked onto the internet. But this is the trajectory that we exist in now. Everybody wants to show their life to the internet. And then when everybody gets involved in their business, they say, stay out of my business. It makes no fucking sense. So with that being said, Kane, I'm going to let you say what you got to say. Then we're going to go ahead and wrap it up, man.
Yeah, man, it's a goofy ass world we live in. It's a soft ass world that we live in too, but everybody want to sit there and, they want to have a fucking reality TV show on YouTube and social media recording their shit, and then when other people start talking about their lives, they're like, man, shut the fuck up, bro. You don't know this, that, and the third. It's like, bro, you literally sit here and you put your shit on blast for everybody in the whole world to see, and you're sitting around getting mad with people commenting. Like, come on, bro. Like that's like going into the comment section on a YouTube video and getting mad because people are letting Keisha out. That shit don't make no fucking sense. But with that being said, man, make sure y'all share with your friends, your family, your mummies, your aunties, your grannies, anybody else that y'all know. And I'm gonna get the fuck up on out of here. Your boy Marky will be live later on with his regularly scheduled show. So I'll see y'all up in that bitch.
Yep. So with that being said, man, y'all gonna hear this quick video, then you're gonna get the fuck out of my damn whatever.
You're never going to be a good man or good at being a man without pain and suffering. You're going to have to go through a bunch of shit. The correct mental model for men to have is a degree of stoicism and not to be too concerned with even how they feel. If I woke up today happy, I would have done this interview with you. If I woke up today sad, I would have done this interview with you. What's the difference? Why put so much importance on my emotion if certain things must be done? I must work, I must train. I've got things to do. So why are we going to sit around and talk about how I feel if it doesn't even affect how I act? And as a man, it shouldn't, because there's too much to do. And the masculine world is hyper competitive. So if you're competing against every other man for every dollar you make, every girl you see, the house you live in, the car you drive, the life you live, you're not going to be able to compete with the person who performs regardless of how they feel if you only compete when you feel like competing.
Peace.
Deuces.